Ollie, I just want to take you down the path of veteran suicide. It's impacted on you personally, and I just wonder if you'll take a few moments to tell us about that.
Sure. Yeah, it's always confronting when I talk about it, Phil. So a mate who served in Timor, and I'm sure his family won't mind me mentioning his name because I do every year for the start of the walk, Sergeant Anthony Timmerman, tragically took his own life, and it affected my wife and I directly because we'd spoken to his family prior to that tragedy, offering help and financial help. AJ and I were both Rangers together, so we knew each other as corporals, and we knew each other through our civilian occupations. So I guess 4 years ago, through social media, and I don't use it a lot, but through social media I heard about Soldier On's March On in March. So it's a 96 kilometre charity walk, and most people do 5 kilometres a day for the month of March. So you get sponsored to walk 96 kilometres, a really good charity to get behind. And hopefully the money we raise with Soldier On is going to veterans that are in need of help.
Pretty good time, average 8.5 kilometres, running about 15 kilo. No pain, so I'm happy with that.
So when I got to the Australian Defence Force Academy, they come around, all the older cadets come around and they try and poach you for their sporting teams. And I got poached for the rugby team. Being a Tasmanian, I wasn't really sure what rugby was, but I was like, I'll do it, it's fine. Made it to our last training session before our first game and dislocated my shoulder. Immediately, it didn't look good. I was referred to a surgeon who took one look at me and said that I would need surgery. That was the first of my 3 shoulder reconstructions. But what it meant for my military training was fairly catastrophic. People that join the military don't join because they want to be sitting on the side. You know, the recruiting ads are, about being part of a team, the greatest team you will ever be a part of. And when you've got your superiors and the people that are supposed to be your support, your mates, telling you that, oh, I can't see your injury, so it must be made up. Are you really in pain? Oh, you got drunk on the weekend and you danced, so, you must be fine. Why can't you do it at work? That starts to weigh you down after a while, especially as a young person. So I was 18 when I joined. Looking back on it now, I should have known that they were probably going to send me a discharge notice, but I was naive and hopeful. So I actually got a call while I was on leave from my boss, who said that he got the paperwork there. He'd be happy to write me, or help me write, it's called a redress of grievance, but basically an objection to being discharged. I was standing on the street, I'm just going to take a minute so I don't start crying, standing on the street in far north Queensland, and I just fell to the ground.
With the effect of Vietnam, and which continues greatly today,
yes,
as we all know, what did it cost you over that lifetime?
Oh dear, it cost me 2 marriages. My PTSD was such that I couldn't stand noise, I didn't want to go out, I just wanted to stay at home for most of the time. My kids that, what kids are like, no, I don't want to do that. That became a life and death situation to me because they wouldn't do as they're told. I was fearful, and then I'd get angry, and I wasn't a very good person. I eventually fronted up at the Vietnam Veterans Counselling Service in town, and I spent an awful long time there in group sessions and one-on-one sessions, and that seemed to help.
Tell us about this Monday group and that you've got behind it and that you've started.
Well, it's been a lifesaver really for me and for the fellows in the group too. It's given us focus. comradeship, to the extent that we can talk about men's topics, topics in general. We can poke fun at each other, give each other a hard time. So we needed a name, and then I come up with the acronym Vegemite, which stands for Veterans Exercise Group, each man involved through exercise, which was the exact reverse of when we were all together as veterans overseas in a confrontation situation. Here we are in an exercise group enjoying each other's company, and yeah, so Vegemite, that's where that came from, yeah.